news network. It never ends, does it? I'll wait a few minutes for you all to show up. It's kind of dark in New England today. What's going on? How are you doing? In the face of all the chaos, how are you doing? Go Gavin Newsom, yes. We'll look at what's going to happen with him suing. I don't know what you would call it. Yeah, we told you June 9th was going to be nuts. Kathy and I told you June 9th was going to be nuts. This week is going to be nuts. So, yeah, you didn't get a reminder. I give up on that. The true blue fans are the ones that are going to show up. So thank you, my true blue fans, for showing up. I appreciate it. It has been a dark and dreary day and kind of raw, chilly out there. There's protests happening in Boston, Atlantic, and New York City right now. Okay, good to know. I wasn't sure if they were going on right now. I hadn't thought about it. Kathy Borden always gets a notice. Oh, that's great. Yep. Yeah, I know you have to go searching for me. You know, someday corporate America will be on the side of having a good country, not an authoritarian country. I know that if you watch too much of the news, that it's too much, right? Am I right? If you watch too much of the news, it's too much. So too much of anything is not good, right? So you all need to, and this goes for me also, to step back, to pray and intend, and to work on your emotional state. Does it sound low? How's it now? I don't know. YouTube also messes with the volume too. So, yeah, I'm just counting on your feedback as I have my mic on all the way up. So you saw a headline today and it threw you after yesterday. Yeah, don't do it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Deborah. I have no control. I have a microphone. Look, I see evidence. I have a microphone. What I don't have is a sound audio team. So earlier I was on the rocks. I was in a location that I've done videos before. Some of you said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the live." Those aren't live. I just record them and then I upload them. So you can hear me? Okay, good. I do my best. And that location actually, I think I told you before, some of you might not know. I live in an area where the American Revolution, some of it was fought, and on the 21st is going to be a reenactment of the Battle of Bunker Hill, but Bunker Hill is in Boston. But they didn't have enough room there. So the Battle of Bunker Hill is going to be the Battle of Gloucester. So, thank you. And so I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. They're going to have, like, I guess this is a group, an organization that does reenactments all over the place. The last one they did was at the Battle of Lexington Concord during, the anniversary of the shot heard around the world. And speaking of that, it's like America there's kind of like a shot in the sense of, oh my gosh, what's going on in America? And it's being heard all around the world. Yeah, it's interesting that the revolution was fought in my backyard, basically. It's just like a 10-minute walk. And I think that contributes to my spirit of patriotism, for sure. And I do my best to inspire you all to be genuinely patriotic. I still have my Harris Waltz banner, as you can see. Sometimes it flips over to the street side. And I'm still waiting on a banner that's taking forever to be delivered that says, why are we putting up with this? Rise up. I can't wait to get that one. Gloria has a stress headache. Drink more water. So, I'm not sure where to begin. There's so many questions to ask. But earlier in my outdoor video, I was asking about the mental state in terms of how mentally ill are they of Tom Homan and Pam Blondie. But there's a whole lot of people that we can put in the category of mentally deranged. I mean, how many times does Trump use that word? Deranged, deranged, deranged. It's projection. Good for you. You're going downtown Los Angeles for the No Kings protest. Let's take a look at the situation between Gavin Newsom and Dumpy. Now, let's look at this for what it is, for what it truly is. What it truly is he's not a president of the United States. He's a Putin plant, okay? I think we're clear about that. He's a Putin plant, and there's no country that Putin hates more than the United States of America. There's no conquest greater to Putin. And by the way, I told you 2 weeks ago that Russia lost the war. So we're just waiting for the news to catch up. There's no greater thing in Putin's mind that can be achieved than to take America down. Thank you, Rhonda. And so this is part of that. So what Dumpy is doing is he's actually acting as if we're the enemy. Now, I know it makes me crazy how many Substacks I have written, how many Grassroots of Democracy meetings we had. We had 3 meetings a week for like 2.5 years. How we were pounding away and pounding away and pounding away. Do you know how dangerous this is? Don't vote for him. Pounding away. Don't vote for him. He's very, very dangerous. He's saying he wants to be a dictator. But I swear, people in America don't know what dictatorship is. He called us the enemy. So what he's doing now is he is treating American people exercising their First Amendment right that this country was founded on, freedom of speech, because under the monarchy, under King George, you couldn't just say whatever you wanted. You couldn't criticize the king. I'm going to tell you a brief experience that I had with my brief foray onto TikTok, which I immediately canceled my account. I just thought I'd see what was going on there, and I barely really looked. But I posted something about, it's our right to criticize the president. And oh my God, the bots and the trolls came out like, I was like, do I need this? It was like a feeding frenzy. It was like somebody put chum in the water and the sharks came. That's what Dumpy feeds on. He's a troll who considers democracy the enemy. Yep. Also, about half of this country are immigrants, right? He's waging war against us. He's actually, so we've been at war with the Kremlin for many years. It's been incremental, getting in. There's a massive psyop going on all this time. The connections of Fox to Russia, Russian television. So it's not about us being immigrants. It's about, like half the country being immigrants. It's about taking a wrecking ball to the United States of America and destroying every aspect of American life. So I really feel like I'm a broken record. I'm always repeating myself about what's going on, but I don't mind that because I think we need to hear it again and again because we're not hearing it on the mainstream media. When you hear mainstream media, I've just seen clips, but I saw a little clip of CNN. When they cover what's going on, they're saying this, and it drives me up the freaking wall. Yeah, he is making people wake up. That's true, Wildflower Wind. They say, it's the way they say it on mainstream media, like CNN, that, oh, well, Trump, I mean, they're alarmed, but they say the military has been sent in to calm the protests, right? Let's talk about this. The people are peacefully protesting on the streets. They're holding signs and they're walking around expressing their disdain at what's happening. And nobody's getting violent. And this is the same damn thing that happened during the Black Lives Matter protests. It's the same thing. And during the Black Lives Matter protests, really, I feel like it's deja vu all over again. During the Black Lives Matter protests, Dumpy had people kind of reining him in then. And we don't know who did it, we don't know who called for it, but it was very strange that these masked men, I don't know how many women, were showing up and whisking people away into white vans, and they were saying, oh, Antifa is causing fires, and Dumpy used that. How often on the campaign trail? That's what he kept on saying. The Black Lives Matter, the BLM, these people are violent, these people are vicious. Well, nobody proved who was doing the acts of violence. And nobody found out who these masked, strange, mysterious, so-called the law enforcement. Remember, there were helicopters coming down over the protesters. That was all Dumpy. If you treat people like they're, if you make a case for people that are innocent being criminals, and if you treat them like they're criminals, and you get a certain segment of the population to believe that immigrants, mothers, like a mother from Colombia who has her kids in school, like, they're the enemy, they're dangerous, then, I mean, what he's attempting to do is it's not working, mind you. I mean, I think you catch my drift. It's not working to convince the American people that these people need to be whisked away and deported. So he's trying to make a case for inciting a war on the American people because of the danger of something that's an illusion that he's created, because he's a grifter, con, sham, master of illusions, master of manipulation, con, I already said that, snake oil salesman, thief, seditionist, treasonous, traitor, rapist, convicted felon who's committed crimes against America, who's a tax cheat, who's making $1 billion a month off of all the illicit connections he's making with our enemy countries. It's insanity. And terror is his goal. So on that note, in case you missed it, good thing you have me, who's doing up to the minute, catching up on the news. Because it really is that, like this just broke. It should be queued up.
I saw an incredibly viral and impactful clip of a protester calling out ICE agents to their face that I think we should take a look at before we see Newsom's response to what is happening right now.
Feel tough with your assault rifles and your sticks? You should be standing here with us. You're on the wrong side of history. We know you got a job to do, but you took an oath to the Constitution, not to the fascists of the White House. Think about what you're doing now. Think about what this means. Coming into our community, at you. Our president laughs at you. He calls you fools. He said the people who died overseas in the military were chumps.
This is exactly the type of energy that we need.
Is that Kurt Russell's son? I didn't even know. I just saw it. For all I knew, it was a random person. That makes him even more hot. Yeah, right. Yeah, give me a guy like that. Honestly. I think, well, you know, I'm joking, but he is pretty hot. I'm joking, but doesn't that motivate you? Doesn't that make you want to express that rage also to that level? Somebody who say, like, people talk about like how I go on a rant, and most people don't mind, and most people like it, and I'm ranting for you. I'm pretty low key tonight, based on what's going on. I should be screaming. I'm keeping it contained. We need more people doing that. So apparently it's Kurt Russell's, is that correct? His son? Yeah. He was shouting at the National Guard. So I'm going to look at this. Because we're in, how many times have we heard this? Unprecedented times. I don't buy into the idea that the military has to tolerate this. Let's not forget how he disrespects the military all the time, all day, every day, right? And here are these young men, a huge percentage of are minorities, right? In the military. This has been the pride of America. The pride of America is we are an inclusive country. I talk about the city of Salem. I work there one day a week. And what I love about Salem, Massachusetts is how inclusive it is. And the reason that I believe that is because of the infamous and horrific Salem witch trials, where they took women and made them the scapegoat for their own horrificness that they couldn't deal with. The Puritans, they couldn't handle their own wickedness, so they had to project it onto the innocent. And it's very clear that all these people that have obvious mental illness that are supposedly running this country, they can't handle their own evil within them. They can't. They have to put it out on other people. I don't know what happened to them. But anyway, we hear unprecedented all the time. So I'm not going to listen to anybody that says, oh, the military can't do anything about this. Because I know, and I've posted and I've reposted, that they are not obligated. They are not obligated to go against the United States Constitution. I think you all probably saw General Mark Milley, and he was with Dumpy One, say in his resignation or his retirement speech to the cadets, I don't remember what the event was, we swear an oath to the Constitution. We do not swear an oath to a king. Look it up. So I'm not gonna think, oh, well, you know, it's against the law for us, for the military, to go against the president or to arrest the president. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna start with one of the main problems, and there's many contributing factors. One of the main problems that we are where we are, besides SCOTUS, which is a main reason, they are obligated to uphold the Constitution, yes. So they don't need to listen to his orders. So, you know, there he was at West Point, totally disrespecting. He has disdain for the military. with his fucking MAGA hat on at West Point, giving a so-called commencement speech, talking about, did he mention Hannibal Lecter in that one? Men who have trophy wives that leave them. It was despicable. So you know what? You know what I say? Anything goes. He needs to be ousted. And I'm not saying to assassinate him. I'm just saying anything goes when it comes to protecting the American people that he is directing for our own military. Our military that's supposed to make us feel safe. Using them for this crap. We're going to pull 3 cards about MAGA Mike. And the reason we're going to pull 3 cards about MAGA Mike is the MAGAs in Congress are allowing this to happen. MAGA Mike. It took me over 20 minutes to get to the cards. It's okay, everybody breathe. MAGA Mike. The Fool. Don't look at all the tanks rolling into DC. It's going to upset you, Cheryl. He needs to be manhandled out of office. I agree. Okay? Please hit the thumbs up. When we get to 200 thumbs up, we will do a group hug. Okay? I'm going to repeat myself. Do not watch the military tanks being delivered to DC. I've read on that stupid parade. If you think our military is happy about that debacle that's being planned, think again. They are not. MAGA Mike, who should be saying something if he cared about his country, and we know he doesn't. But you know what? After January 6, 2021, they were all, remember Josh Hawley running away? After he gave them the oh yeah, go, fight, insurrectionists, attack the Capitol. MAGA Mike the Fool. MAGA Mike 3 of Swords, that is the stab to the heart card from MAGA Mike. The 3 of Wands. It looks like there are people in our Congress that are circling around him that are really harassing him. You want to watch the airplanes? What are you talking about? I feel like there are people in our Congress that are circling around him. I feel like he's being harassed. MAGA Mike I'm reading on. Is he being, yeah, people are, wow. I feel like MAGA Mike, oh, poor baby MAGA Mike, he can't get a moment's rest. He can't get a moment's peace. Yeah, Michael's saying if he was still in the military, he'd refuse to participate in the military parade, and that is an option. Let's read on the MAGAs in Congress in general. How dare they? How dare they align with this? Now, we can kind of share our feelings, but I have no clue whatsoever why anybody would watch that military parade. And actually, what I'm going to read on next is Dumpy's health. So he tripped going up the stairs of Air Force One. Did they talk about that on Fox? Dad joke. I know a lot of jokes about unemployed people, but none of them work. Thomas is back. His jet lag is over. humiliate the hell out of Dumpy. I'm watching the Pope. I'm definitely watching the Pope. I'm not sure what time it airs, but I'm definitely watching the Pope. Your eyes will catch on fire watching that dumpster fire. I think that's true. Picture of him at some sporting event that shows he may have a catheter. Let's ask. That's completely believable. Does Dumpy have a catheter? Yes, he does. You're going to a protest? Good. Excellent. Yay, Pope Leo. Oh, by the way, when I tune into what's going on with Pope Leo, it's powerful. It's powerful. Why is he in Camp David? He is right now. You know, it's funny that you're asking why is he at Camp David, and this is weird. I feel like he's not feeling well. That doesn't make sense to me. Let's read on. Rose Blue, is that a fact? Talking with military there that you wrote in all caps? I mean, is that what you saw in the news? Yes, Pope Leo is very special. I agree. Now, I know it's hard to keep up with the news. This is really hard. But notice how distracted we are about what's going on in LA, and we've forgotten about really other important things like this, the big bad bill. Pope Leo is definitely special, and I think that Pope Leo was born for this time. And you and I were all born for this time too. Someone showed you a video where Pope Leo was speaking against same-sex marriage, made you sad. Lynn, I'm gonna address this right now, and this is what I'm gonna say about it. Hang on. In life, we're never gonna get perfection. All right? I'm just making a point in general. Do you know anybody who's perfect? The Catholic Church has been against same-sex marriage forever and ever. I don't like that. I don't agree with that. It's just that when that's what we have offered to us, a good man who happens to belong to a religion that's off base on the same-sex marriage thing, we have to, we got to weigh it out. He genuinely cares about people. He's compassionate and kind. And you're going to see all kinds of things that are meant to make you turn against the good. Look at, how many people that I know, for instance, real pro-democracy, really love our country, that actually the words were coming out of their mouths, Biden's too old. Totally ignored all the many achievements that took me 22 videos to record of all the Biden-Harris achievements. Okay, so I'm going to, I know, purity testing, that's what I'm referring to. And as human beings in general, I'm not picking on anyone. It's a good point to be making that people would say things, and you know what, and that was true for Kamala. Oh, I won't vote for her because of Gaza. Or like throw out everything else. So it's a matter of really looking at what are our priorities, right? I'm going to pull 3 cards about Elon. I guess, what am I asking about Elon? He ran off with Stephen Miller's wife. It just makes me laugh. know why. Oh, I'm terrible. Elon is talking to Vlad. I don't think that's a good idea for him to be doing that. Give me that tea. You mean this tea? Well, we're going to read tea leaves in a little bit. And when we have 200 thumbs up, we are going to stop and do a group hug. And by the way, I did post this. I'm reading on Elon, by the way. But I want to throw in little glimmers of hope. There are avatars on this planet right now that are very, very, very powerful energy beings that are in the physical. And one is Sadhguru. And Sadhguru has an organization called Isha Foundation. I talk about him all the time. He's right behind me. I know him. He is doing a program in LA on June 17th. So that's next Tuesday. And I'm grateful that that kind of energy will be there. So think about the high vibrational frequencies of people like Sadhguru, and especially the people in LA in general. I'm not looking for perfection. In general, the people in LA tend to be really open-minded, really artistic and creative and awesome people. And that's why Dumpy hates them. You're a Sadhguru fan? Nice. So we're reading on Elon. But I want, and Pope Leo is another. Now these are humans that are very evolved souls. And we have to learn what we have to learn in this country, but don't lose sight of how much good is out there. I know people in LA are meditating because LA is where all the yoga started. Whatever you think of yoga, it means union. I saw a bumper sticker. I was driving behind someone earlier, and it said, something to the effect of, when you try to divide us, that's when we become more united. Darren, you making a joke? I missed it. It's true. We're being forced to stand up for one another and to unite. So Elon's working. He's talking to Vlad, and Vlad is telling Elon to tell a good story. I'm not sure what that's about. The Six of Pentacles. Weird. Okay, this is what I'm going to tell you about Elon. I see that he's planning to take Dumpy down with what he knows. United shall never be divided. Yes, the people united shall never be divided. All right. That's a protest chant. And so this is Elon. Let's ask. He already said that if it weren't for him, Trump would have lost. But he didn't say anything specific. And I do not like Elon Musk one iota. But I really do hope and pray that he comes out with the stories that have been hidden. Yes, meditation, Gloria, right? Makes headaches go away. Is Elon currently planning a kind of a tell-all? That's around, I don't think he's decided yet. Well, when you think about it, we'll look at this a little bit more too. I agree that we need to tell a better story. Cash Peter said that? Was that the guy with the drawings? Is that what you mean, Amy? It's a little persnickety for Elon, because if he outs that Dumpy cheated on the election with Elon's help, then Elon, and I read on this before, and I did get a sense that he wasn't really worried about that. But then when you factor in the Putin thing, Oh, we're almost up to 200 thumbs up. Yay. When you factor in the Putin factor. Alright. Let's ask this. I know Elon might fall out of a win. Is Elon's life in danger? It's not for sure, but no, it's not for sure. Cash felt GOP spin story better. It doesn't matter who's spinning the story right now, because what's happening now is that everything's right in front of us now, right? Everything's right in front of us. Like I was saying after the election, the divine hand being involved in all this, from my perspective, and it's just my perspective, is that the American people need to unite. And we were going to find lots and lots of reasons. Thank you, Michael, for making it 200 thumbs up. He's taking credit. Now we have real experiential reasons. People are experiencing the reasons that we have to unite. And that's what these protests are about. And let me just remind everybody, or if you're new, maybe you haven't heard this. What Dumpy's soul, yeah, he has a soul. I know it's hard to believe. Hitler had a soul too. Putin has a soul too. It's black as hell, but they have souls. What Dumpy's soul fears the most is the people. Cash was talking about why the Dems lost. Oh, well, I take issue with that. The reason the Democrats lost, that conversation drives me bananas. The reason the Democrats lost is because they rigged the election. See what I mean? I'm still on Elon. I know it's taken me forever. I've only read on 2 things so far. Yeah, so, oh my God, I can't believe, like, when people like, oh, the Democrats, they needed to do more of this, and they did everything they needed to do. And they did cheat. Did you not feel it when it happened? You think you saw Midas touch Dumpy press? Dumpy did what? He praised Hitler about having a speech at the Eiffel Tower. He praises Hitler. Yes, he does. He said to one of the generals during Dumpy Phase 1, he said to one of the generals, well, Hitler did some good things. I think it was General John Kelly. And he was like, and they were at the cemetery where John Kelly's son, who died in battle, I think, was buried. And Dumpy said it right there. Nobody think that Dumpy cares about our military. He did a photo shoot at Arlington Cemetery where he wasn't supposed to. No, I think I finished. I'm asking myself, did I finish reading on Elon? The 6 of Pentacles. Elon is considering outing Dumpy about the Epstein stuff. All right. Will he succeed in that? Will Elon succeed in? Oh, I got a big yes on that. Yeah, we've had Dumpy shoved down our throats for the entire decade. It's just like, it's nauseating. You notice Kamala Harris is starting to come out more. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You heard that Elon is looking for a safe place to run to? Well, it's not Russia. It's not Russia. Let's ask, is Elon planning to run away so where he can't be found? Yes. Electra Storm is saying Elon's still going to jail no matter what. That may be true. Nobody's looking for him on Mars? If he wants to, I mean, he's really obsessed with Mars. He wears t-shirts with Mars on it, and watch a documentary about the conditions on Mars, and you'll really get how deranged, I'm just going to use the word, how deranged Elon is. Dad joke. Did you hear about the psychic who begrudgingly went to arbitration? The end result was a happy medium. Maybe he'll get witness protection. Well, I get that Elon is gonna go for leaking the Jeffrey Epstein files, and as I'm saying that, I like what's really in there. As I'm saying that, when they were chummy, before they had a lover's spat, Elon and Dumpy, I think Dumpy told Elon about Jeffrey Epstein. Yep. I don't think Elon is as readily going to say how the election was rigged, but that's coming out more and more on social media, that the election was rigged. Kathy Beale sent me an article. If you want to look it up, let me just find it. It won't be hard to find. It was in the dailyboulder.com, entitled "Report: Voting Machines Were Altered Before the 2024 Election. Did Kamala Harris actually win?" Yeah, Pootie offered Elon a home. You guys remember I had the mugs that said Kamala won. We're going to do a group hug. And it's obviously we're going to do a group hug to send a lot of light. And please do this throughout the day. Send light to LA. That poor city started out the year with the horrible, horrible fires. You know, a lot of them have lost everything, so they got nothing else to lose. So they're going to stay out on the streets. And after we do a group hug, we'll read on the election results. So stay put. So we're going to do a group hug, and we're going to be sending light. Thank you, Zircon, for putting my info up there. We're going to be sending light to LA and all the other protests too, to this entire country. And we're going to hold in our hug and our energy all the deportees, all the people that are terrified about being deported, the families that have been ripped apart, and anyone who is in despair. Let's think about our elderly and our forgotten veterans and people that are really, really alone and scared and depressed. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Group hug. Send that beautiful energy to LA. See a golden light enveloping the entire state and LA, and that golden light going all over the country. The love of the people for one another changes this situation. We conquer the darkness. And let's lift up the energy for every single person here in this group tonight. All right. I feel like I'm hugging you all. Good, good, good. City of Angels, right. Imagine angels. We did a meditation recently, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, where, because we do those on Thursday nights, right? So you can go back to any Thursday night live stream video. You can do the meditation. And we visualized big, huge angels on big, huge, beautiful horses coming in and just shooting arrows of light where they were needed. And in that case, it was into the White House and the Pentagon and the Capitol. Thought is energy. Thought is, energy follows thought. So take advantage of that. And think about, Kathy was born in the City of Angels. Think about when you see peace being maintained, take note. recognize that that's our light working. Okay? Now I'll read on the election. So what I'm going to read on the 2024 election, and I'm using my nefarious cards. So I'm going to ask, let me put it this way. I was listening to, it might have been Stephanie Miller. I don't listen to her that much, but she's friends with Glenn Kirshner, and they were talking on her show. And she mentioned that Dumpy won all the swing states, and that's never happened. When you think about how his behavior was shortly before the election, driving a dump truck, so I call him Dumpy, it's very, very obvious. And the divine reason why we don't have Kamala Harris right now is because this country would have been blown up. I mean, literally. I mean that literally. So I'm pulling 3 cards about. All right, let me. I'm trying to formulate a question about the election. Let's ask this: what will happen to Dumpy? I'm just going to say when it comes out. What will happen to him when it comes out? Gosh, it's interesting because I see him incapacitated around that time that it comes out. You call him President Dumpster Fire? I like it. You get him out. Yeah. I really do feel like if the election was called for Kamala Harris on November 6th, that there were bombs ready to be detonated. I really, I stand by that. And the same for January 6th, 2025, when they certified the election. Same thing. What will happen when it comes out? What will happen to Dumpy when it comes out? Well, isn't this interesting? I got the same card from MAGA Mike, the 3 of Swords. Stab to the heart. What will happen when the news comes out about the actual election results? The evil will be exposed. I'm asking about what happens to Dumpy. The Knight of Wands. This is Joan of Arc. The real heroes will shine. The real heroes will shine. Oh yeah, that's Michael. I know we forget these things, right? Remember when Dumpy mimicked oral sex with a microphone on the campaign trail? And you're telling me he won all the swing states? Rita likes these cards. These cards, like, they are like murders and people that are decapitated. It's funny. The artwork is great. This is Martyrs, Saints, Martyrs, and Madmen. The box is over there. I don't want to go grab it, but yeah, it's not handy, but I'll let you know next time. It's characters in history that were just like horrible people, like Vlad Dracula. Let's read on Gavin Newsom. So I'm going to switch decks here. Thank you for being here and for hitting the thumbs up. It really makes me feel good when people show up. Martyrs, Magicians, and Madmen. I think that's the order. Rose, do you have this deck? I found it at a bookstore and I have not seen it since. Let's use these cards. The Tia sent. This is the Tarot de St. Croix. And we're going to read about Gavin Newsom. Whenever you think about what's going on in this country right now, think about how powerful the love between us is. Kalani, it's very hot where you are in Oregon, really? Okay, I'm going to choose 3 cards about Gavin Newsom because he's holding Trump accountable. I think he's suing him or something. He's taking him to court in the morning. a bubble of light around Gavin Newsom. Send him a lot of light. That does work. He's standing up for democracy. Queen of Cups. Gavin Newsom is really, really good friends with Kamala Harris and was friends with her before ever getting into politics. So the both of them. Eight of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. I feel like they're going to try to arrest Gavin Newsom. Notice I said they're going to try to arrest him. And the Ten of Pentacles, he has a lot of good people that are powerful backing him. So let's ask this, because I am getting the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is the jail card, and he said, come and arrest me. This could get interesting. But then I have the Ten of Pentacles, which means there's plenty of money and power on his side. And the Queen of Cups. I think Gavin is talking to Kamala. Kamala was a prosecutor. She was the AG of California. Is Kamala talking to Gavin Newsom about what's going on? I think yes. I have a strong yes on that, and it feels like she's telling him the ropes. She's telling him, you know, what his rights are, and they're really getting into a deep discussion about what he needs to do next. Oh boy. You know, every once in a while I reflect on I'm having a pensive moment on doing 3 videos a week, all these PNNs for all these years, and like, God, I never thought I'd be doing this. And there were times when I thought, oh, well, you know, when Kamala gets in, I'll wind down, I'll go do something else. And it just keeps getting more and more and more and more and more. Kamala's doing a lot of behind the scenes work. I do agree with that. I have tea leaves. Oh my goodness, where's the time gone? Thank you all for being here. I just want to mention, we'll pull 3 cards about Kamala too. I want to mention that in an effort to get more people to watch Church of Spirituality, because you're really missing out. Yesterday's sermon was phenomenal. And the theme was E pluribus unum, out of many one. I'm offering $50 off a long reading, which is $150, to anybody who sends me an email saying that they watch Church of Spirituality. If you want to book a reading, this is a way to get in with a $50 discount. We'll read on Kamala right now. I'll be back with Off the Ledge as usual tomorrow. I'll be back with a pop-up tomorrow. Melania is crushing on Gavin. Is she? Where'd you see Melania? Kamala is so smart. We could have had Kamala, but you know, there's a reason we're going through what we're going through. 8 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. I got this card before about her. She's holding on to her cards. She's holding on to her cards right now. This is her general energy. She's saying just enough, less is more, and she's holding on. It doesn't matter, Maria. You can watch on replay a live stream. I just want to know you're watching Church of Spirituality. 3 of Wands. Yes, Kamala's in the background. She's building her case. And when the truth comes to light, it's going to come quickly. Yes, it definitely is. It's a timing thing. It has to be in divine right timing. So how about this? I have an idea. How about rather than getting all like, why hasn't it happened yet? Oh, I'm so... Rather than getting annoyed, let's affirm that there's a reason that this is happening and that we see things righting themselves in divine right timing. Right? You like that idea? I like that idea. I think that's a wonderful idea. All right, let's read some tea leaves, shall we? You watched Church of Spirituality on replay before you went to bed, so if you want $50 off a reading, send me an email. We gotta trust people. We gotta trust the love. And when you see a good bumper sticker or people being sweet and nice to one another, people laughing, having a good time, people being generous and caring and kind and compassionate, focus on that. Oh, and the big thing that happened today astrologically, and go check out Professional Aquarian, check out Kathy Beale's videos. Jupiter went into Cancer, which is a sign of the United States. Accentuate the positive. Yeah, Michael, you can get it. There's no like you schedule the reading for when you want it. Don't get thrown off by the word church when I say Church of Spirituality. It's scientific. All right, I will. I'm going to clean all this stuff off my table so stuff stops falling. Oh, one other thing. If you're a member, you have access to all of my classes that are the videos that are set to members only. And this week, I'm going to start, there'll be pre-recorded videos. I'm going to start one on how to use a pendulum. So if you can see the join button, click on the join button and join at what level you want to. And you too can learn how to use a pendulum. Last dad joke. What pop star is also a sheep farmer? Ed Sheeran? Ed Sheeran. Okay. That's cute. So before I leave tonight, I want you all to promise that you're going to stay calm. Because it has a ripple effect on the collective. Okay? Promise me you'll stay calm. Jupiter in the sign of Cancer. I feel things are going to get a lot more lovey-dovey. Because Pisces is and a lot more artists coming out. All right, you're already working on good. You're good. I love it. Strangely calm. I am too. The only thing that throws me is if I see things like tanks going into DC and all, if I see things that disturb me, that messes with my vibe. So I know not to do that. Okay, yeah, we're sticking together. This is Mercury. We have lots of news coming about Mercury. What is this interesting thing? This looks like people running and tripping over one another. I think what that is that we're going to see on the news what Dumpy attempts to do with ice. That's going to be some big news. And then I see, this looks like a rabbit here. There's going to be a quick moving action in the news around what's going on in LA. Don't be alarmed. It will pass. And I see this looks like an alligator. This looks like things in the swamp. This is Jupiter. We're going to really see the things that have been in the swamp rising to the surface. The women, the feminine energy is kind of, real hidden right now, but it's going to come forward. This is Saturn. I feel like we've learned most of the major lessons with Saturn here. And the sun is going... We have a full moon in Sagittarius coming up. Oh, that's going to be intense too. Oh, look, there's an eagle. There's an eagle. This is liberation. This is Mars. This is the United States. I want to say levitating. The energy of the United States getting really strong. It's resistance training. Yep. Thanks for posting my P.O. box. And I see reasons to be optimistic. I'm really intrigued by all this people running. See all the people running here? Fast moving action. I feel like Dumpy is going to try something scary, like detonating some kind of smoke bomb or something. He's probably already doing that. Directing the military to do that. But honestly, I see this LA thing just not really taking hold. And it's because of us. It's because we are praying and intending and meditating. Don't ever underestimate. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna address this before we go. Before we go, I'm gonna address this. Hibiscus is saying he just deployed 700 Marines to LA. Now look at that scary face. Send light. Before we go, I want to talk about that. Did you see how you freaked out? I'm not saying that I don't understand what that feels like, and I can't relate to what that feels like. But as soon as you freak out like that, you have bought into the dark side. And I'm only telling you this so that you're aware that that's our natural human reaction. The Marines took an oath to protect us. Dumpy's trying to get you to forget. Okay? And I'm glad that you said that, because it gave us an opportunity to really look at what are we doing with our energy. If we panic and freak out, that's what the evil needs in order to grow. It's a natural human reaction. So we have to consciously go, oh, go into the light thoughts, going to the prayer and the intending. I'm not worried about the Marines. The Marines are there to protect the United States. Don't forget. See? They completely got you. If you want the declarations that some of us are saying at noon, just on our own at noon Eastern time, please send an email to AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. Wednesday is the full moon in Sagittarius, and I just happened upon an opportunity to do readings at a full moon party at a beautiful inn here. So I'm going to be live streaming from there at 7 on Wednesday. You should probably show up for that, because we'll watch the moonrise over the ocean. Visualize peace. Okay? Did you all catch that? Wednesday, 7 p.m. I'll be in a different location. And just the quick story about that is I need to promote myself so I can pay my bills. So I was out there driving around going, oh, I think I'll go to that inn in Rockport, and lo and behold, I'm on my way walking in, and I see they have full moon moonrise parties on the full moons. And the lady was there just like, yeah, come do readings. So that's where I'll be Wednesday, but I'll be showing up here. Okay, keep your thoughts up. Watch off the ledge. Watch everything I have to offer. Yeah, and we'll see you Wednesday for the live stream, and I'll be posting videos in the meantime. Have a good evening. Namaste. See you soon. We're in this together.